clothes putting on the fire. Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, I heard you, love.
It'll take days for that to dry out proper. Days! The landing carpet's ruined. Well, I mean, it's threadbare, isn't it? Paper thin. And you know what happens to paper when it gets a soaking, don't you? It integrates, doesn't it? What are you standing there for? And what are you looking like that for?
Like what?
Like you've just done something you shouldn't.
I've done no wrong.
Oh, me Muriel!
All right, easy.
Oh, me lovely Muriel!
Look, I'll make some paste and put it right and Bob's your uncle.
Oh, look at it, all stained and all. Oh, you've ruined it, you great big fat lump of human uselessness. I can't even leave you to have a bath on your own without you flood the house out.
I didn't know you were going to leave the taps running, did I?
Oh, go on, try and wriggle out of it. Go on. Well, you'll not this time, you won't. Oh, just look at it. Me lovely Muriel, all wrinkled and stained.
Well, folks might not think it's a stain.
What will they think it is, Stanley?
Well, I think it's a cloud on the horizon, you know.
Sleep all right, did you?
I must have done. Don't remember waking up at all.
Oh, you can when you're young. When you get to my age, you know, you're lucky if you stop around and get a couple of hours. I was up twice last night making myself a cup of tea.
Was my dad up?
I didn't hear him. Exams aren't the be-all and end-all, you know, Peter.
Yeah, but everybody at school thinks they are. I'm sure my dad does as well.
It's more important to be happy.
What about getting a good job, all that stuff?
Did you hear that story about the millionaire, didn't you?
No.
Well, he went for a job as a gravedigger when he was a lad. But he didn't get the job because he could neither read nor write. So he went into the rag and bone business and eventually he became a millionaire. Somebody said to him one day, well, if you'd been able to read and write, where would you have been? Oh, he said I'd have been a gravedigger.
A likely story.
It's true enough. You know, you feel your O-levels history here, but there's always next.
Yeah, but...
For what?
Well, I'm supposed to be brainy, aren't I? I mean, he expected me to pass this year. You know, I even expected to pass myself.
Well, I'd illuminate, didn't you?
That's what he's going to want to know, isn't it?
Oh, that's for sure. Dad's wrong for facing facts. He's right wrong for facing facts, your Dad. Hey, would you like another egg? I can do you one.
No, honestly, this is fine.
Oh, look, I'll tell you what we haven't got. We haven't got any marmalade. We've run out. I'll just nip down to the shop and get some.
Well, there's no need to bother for me.
It's no bother, Ed. No bother at all.
All right, where are you off to?
Go to the shop. Your breakfast is in the oven.
All right, thanks. Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Great.
Good.
Do you want the paper?
If you're finished with it.
Yeah.
So.
There we are, Mr. Tatlock. One jar of chunky. I know you'll both be very happy together.
And for what price it is, it's more likely to choke me. That's if I were going to eat it.
Well, what have you bought it for? If you're not going to eat it? No use for cleaning your clogs, you know.
Well, our Peter likes it. And he deserves a bit of pleasure, doesn't he? He's not having much at the minute.
Oh, what's the matter?
None of your business.
No, of course it's not. And I'm very sorry that I think enough about him to be concerned as to whether he's happy or not. Very sorry. Anyway, it'll soon pass.
Look, soft soap will get you nowhere with me. Nowhere at all.
I know somebody who got everywhere with you, Albert Tatlock, through soft soaping. Florrie Wallace out of South Street. Even give her your mouth organ. And what did she do? She went off to Canada with a piano tuner.
Why do you do out else but keep harking back? That's all you've done for the past 50 years. Talk about past.
Look, what you want to do is to hark back to your first drink in the Rovers.
I don't need to hark back to that. I can remember it as well as if it were yesterday.
And I can remember mine as if it was today.
So you think you're going to win this competition as to who's been drinking longest in Rovers, do you, Mrs. Sharples?
Of course I am. And want 2 tea cakes, please. That's if they're fresh this morning.
It's no good doing that till it's dry. No good at all.
Look, just give us that pan and shut up. If I don't do it now, it'll never get done. Be hanging loose like your shirt lap till we're drawing us pension.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Hey, what do I put it on with?
Well, use your fingers. You don't need much for that.
Ooh, it's horrible.
Ha! Like the currants, you could have spotted dog, couldn't you? Now be careful, don't make it worse.
Well, look, I can't reach proper, can I? You should be doing this, you know. You're taller than what I am.
My back's bad.
Oh, aye. That back of yours has got you out of more work than Ollie's butler's peg leg.
Oh, easy now, easy.
Shut up. Oh, Flip,
What's
look.
up?
Oh, it's gone and tall.
You mean you tore it? I warned you to made it worse, haven't you?
Well, that's it. It's ruined proper now.
All right. I'll have to risk me back.
No, it's no use, Stanley. No, it's blemished now. And beauty shouldn't be blemished. Should be perfect. And here, there's enough blemishes round here with your big fat self. No, we'll just have to replace it, that's all.
Another? Another of those?
Of course, another Muriel. Though, mind you, I think we'll have a change of view. I've gone off pasteurised scenes a bit. I think I'd like a seascape this time. Just so long as my ducks feel at home.
What happened?
What happened?
Oh, come on, you know what I'm talking about.
So it's facing facts time.
What?
Just mucked it up, didn't I?
Yes, I know you failed, but what I want to know is why. Especially when everyone's expecting the opposite. Peter,
Well, I didn't do enough work, did I?
why didn't you do enough work?
Didn't think I needed to.
And what gave you that idea?
Well, the mocks were so easy, and I thought the real exams would be as well.
And they weren't.
No, well, some of them were.
Like scripture. Oh, and metalwork.
Yeah, you see, I'm good at metal work.
Yes, apparently. Do you want to be a metal worker?
Not really.
Well, it's not much use to you then, is it?
Suppose not.
I see. So the whole thing was a surfeit of confidence then, really, was it?
Must have been.
Well, that's easily enough remedied.
How?
Well, the next time you take the exam, you'll be better prepared, won't you? This time you've done a bit of work, knowing that you have to work to pass exams. You can't just skate through them. Not even you.
Look, I won't be doing the exams again, Dad.
What?
Look, I don't want to do them again. I'm fed up with school. It's boring. I want to get a job and earn some money.
Oh, what kind of a job?
Any job. Well, OK, within reason. I don't want to be a coal miner or anything, but... Well, I thought if I could maybe get in to see newspaper reporting or television.
And do you think they'll accept you in, say, television?
Yeah, they might.
And pigs might fly. You haven't got any qualifications, Peter. Not a single one. And this is still very much the age of qualifications, despite of what you might hear about people talking about free expression and realising natural potential. An employer will want to know whether you're thick or smart. And he's not going to take you home for the weekend to find that out, is he? So he wants to see your O-levels, your A-levels, and your degrees.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily follow.
What doesn't?
Well, that you're smart just because you've got a lot of O-levels. It just means you're a swot.
Yeah, very possibly, but that's the way the system works.
The system.
We're stuck with it, Peter. It may be imperfect, but so's the world, and especially the people in it.
Well, what good did it do you then?
How do you mean?
Well, you've got a degree, OK, but...
What?
Well, I mean, you haven't exactly got a fantastic job, have you? I mean, you're only, well, like a teacher.
It was my choice, Peter. I could have taken a job that was more glamorous and earned more money, but I happen to like social work, community work. It gives me satisfaction and pleasure.
Look, I didn't mean it was a lousy job.
Yeah, but at least it was my choice. And you won't have any unless you go back to school and earn it.
Oh, but it'll be years, Dad. Just books and studying and exams, and everybody's scared they're not going to pass the exams. You know, one guy in our form ran away. He was so scared. He hid in a cinema for 3 days. He did.
Look, it's not all studying till the midnight hours, you know. I mean, university can be fun. I wish I was going back there, I can tell you.
Yeah, no money for anything either. Like clothes and holidays and...
Girls.
Yeah, OK, and girls. But some of the guys at home, Dad, they're only 16, and you want to see the money they're earning.
Yeah, doing what?
Everything, factories, lorries, anything.
Labouring?
Yeah, OK, labouring. But they have a fantastic time with it because they can afford to, can't they?
Sorry, Peter. You're going to take your O-levels again. And to make sure that you do, you're going to stop down here, where I can keep an eye on you and make sure that you do some work this time.
Stop down here? You mean leave Gran?
I'm afraid so.
I'm not doing it.
My mind's made up, Peter. It's for your own good, really it is. In the long run, Look, you'll see.
Look, I don't want to go back to school. I won't bloody go back.
Hello, Mrs. Sharples. Stout, is it?
Yes, please.
I've been waiting to see you.
Hello, Albert. I've seen you sitting there. Thought you were a pot dog.
Look, it's just about time we got this business sorted out, as to which I was the first customer in this pub.
Yes, it is. So you call Annie Walker over and tell her it was me.
No more than you, now a cat's got two tails.
You're still saying it's you, aren't you?
I am.
Now, look here, Albert Tatlock. I know you can argue a monkey dumb, but you're not doing it with me. I was definitely in this bar before you.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Oh, yes, I was.
Mrs. Sharples, is there really any need for all this?
Shall I chuck them both out, Mrs. Walker?
You just dare, Fred G.
She's only sticking to it. She was first customer, so she can win the prize.
I'm not interested in any prize. I'm only interested in the rights of the thing.
Oh, you don't care about a free bottle of stout every day for the rest of your life? Do me a favour.
Look, Albert Tatlock, if you're
Now,
not very
you
careful...
look, Mrs. Sharples. I am sick and tired of all this argy-bargy about this issue. The brewery wants a name from me tomorrow.
Well, that's easy. Albert Tatlock.
He means Mrs. Sharples.
I'm afraid it will be neither of you unless I have proof, positive proof. And I mean that.
And you shall have it. I'll see to that.
What about your stout?
Oh, stop it yourself.
What do you reckon, Albert?
She's bluffing.
Aye, maybe she isn't. Cheers.
Oh, what? No lunch?
Don't want any, I'm not hungry.
Oh, I certainly am. Well, can I tempt you to a butty even? A cheese or tomato?
No.
Well, I think I'm going to have a banana butty. They're your favourites, aren't they?
Not especially. You know, Uncle Albert doesn't agree with you.
In what respect?
Well, he says it's much better to be happy in life than waste your time studying for exams.
And how many times have you heard him say exactly the opposite? He's just feeling sorry for you, Peter, because he's fond of you.
You're not.
What?
All that fond of me. You can't be, you've hardly seen me.
Well, I'm going to rectify that, aren't I, in the next few years? Oh, by the way, Peter, presumably you have a return ticket back to Glasgow.
Yeah, why?
Oh, could I have it, please?
You don't think I'm going to run away, do you?
Well, let's just say I'm removing the temptation. Where is it?
Upstairs.
Then would you go and get it, please?
You're really serious, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Still waiting patiently, Albert.
She'll not show up again today.
Well, even if Mrs. Sharples doesn't come back, I mean, now where's your proof you're the oldest customer?
I can remember when I first come in here, can't I?
Oh, go on. After all them years, I don't believe it.
Well, I can remember because it was a very special day.
What special day?
Well, it was first Whit Monday after war,
Oh.
1919. Things were just getting back to normal. All lads were back, at least them as were still alive. Do you know, it was the first Whit Monday that a lot of us had spent at home for 5 years. We didn't half enjoy ourselves.
Well, what's the connection with the Rovers?
Well, I'll tell you. Joe Whittles, Larry Barnes and myself, we bet each other with supper Jill in every pub in town.
Ah.
There were 31 pubs in them days, and Rovers were 26 on list. When we got here, Joe and Larry, they both passed out. So I won. That's me proof. Yeah, come on. I can still see him lying up floor there, just by that side window.
Seems fair enough to me, but you could be making it up.
Just well, I didn't.
If you say so. All right. Get your big fat backside off that chair. I've got a job for you.
What do you got there?
My new Muriel.
I thought I was coming with you, Peckham.
Ah, well, you see, I wanted it now, Stanley, not in the hereafter. Now, what do you think?
What's that?
Well, it's a sea view, like I said we were getting.
Well, I can't tell from one flipping roll, can I?
Them, Stanley, are not lumps of snow in a turnip field. They're waves breaking gently on a faraway shore.
Are they?
Don't you think it's romantic?
I don't like the sea. I'm not a very good sailor.
Well, it's not going to be moving about, Stan. Not on our wall, it's not, unless a lorry backs into the house.
It might if I'd had a few.
Well, you'll just not have to look at it then, won't you? You can contemplate your navel or something if you can find it. Any road, this is what we're having up there, so we best get cracking.
Well, it's time now.
Right first time.
But I've got no brush.
Well, go and borrow one, like next door or somewhere.
I've got my own work to do.
Now, Luke Stanley, I know from terrible experience that if a thing's not done right away in this house, it never gets done. There's that coal house door's been hanging on one hinge for years. There's 3 tiles missing from round the kitchen sink. Now, I know you think the 3 gaping holes break up the monotony.
All right. You've made your point. Better start by stripping that, haven't you?
Well, it'll not be difficult, I shouldn't imagine. We'll not need to wet it. You've already done that.
Right, well, I'm off back to the centre. Peter,
Right.
you don't fancy coming with me, do you? Could make yourself useful in the office.
Going to the bath.
Oh, yes, of course, I forgot. Right, well, I'll see you later then. One thing, Peter. I'm not prepared to put up with you sitting around pulling faces. Well, not for long, anyway. Understood?
Uh-huh.
Good.
I think you've taken your time, haven't you?
I thought I'd been sharp myself.
Well, look, I'm just off. So whatever rubbish you've got to say, make it slippy.
It doesn't change much, does it? You know who this is, don't you?
I think I've seen her knocking about.
You've seen me every Tuesday nearly in the post office. Of course, you've been too busy making sheep's eyes at Mary Johnson.
I don't know any Mary Johnson.
This is Lizzie Hinchcliffe. You remember Lizzie Woods as well. She used to live back to us at Moss Street.
I do wish you'd get on with it, Mrs. Sharples. I do have a pub to run.
Ooh, that's what you call it. I've missed my way. Come on, love. Sit yourself down, Lizzie, love. Make yourself comfortable and tell your tale and take it slowly. There's nobody here pushing to go anywhere. Now then.
From what Ina tells me, there's some argument about how long she's been coming in here as a customer.
Quite true, there is.
Well, I may be able to help you in that matter.
What's he got to do with you?
Oh, shut up, Albert, and listen for a change.
I'm entitled to know.
Do please be quiet, Mr. Tatlock. I don't want to prolong this affair for 1 second longer than is necessary.
Go on, Lizzie.
Well, I'm teetotal, you
Well,
know.
the fat lot of good you are in
Mr.
this
Tatlock.
argument.
It's because I'm teetotal I can remember very well the first and only time I've ever touched strong drink. It were in here on Christmas Eve, 1918.
Well, we're not interested in you. It's her.
We're coming to me.
Me and Ina were palling together in them days.
That's right.
And we'd arranged to meet these 2 lads. And they brought us in here. Didn't they?
That's right.
We'd never been in before. In fact, we'd never been in a pub before. I remember we had a mile to start with,
Yes,
and then
that's right.
Ina had a port and I had a sherry.
And I got Chidley.
You've got a flipping good memory, Lizzie Hinchcliffe. Well, why should you remember coming in here? It doesn't seem worth remembering to me.
I can tell you why I remember, shall I? Yes, please. Because when I got home and my dad smelt the drink on my breath, I got the best hiding I've ever had in my life. And no Christmas dinner, no presents. And I've never touched a drop since. That's why I can remember it, Albert Tatlock. Oh, and one other thing. I married one of the lads that brought us in here, Jim Hinchcliffe.
And I married the other one, Alfred Sharples. Well, are you satisfied?
She's a pal of yours, isn't she? You could have put her up to it.
I'm convinced, Mrs. Sharples, and as far as I'm concerned, your name goes forward to the brewery as our longest consuming customer. And I really do think that I deserve a prize for having survived this experience.
Hello, Gran, it's me. I'm not very good, that's why I'm ringing. Yeah, it's my dad. He went mad about my O-level results. Well, I was wondering if you could send me down some money. It's for the fare back home. You see, I lost my return ticket. Oh, just do, please. I mean, I'll pay you back.
No, Rena's fine, love. She's just having a bit of a breather. A cuppa, you know. I like to take the weight off her when I can.
Hope she appreciates it.
Well, I'm sure she does.
You know, Alf, you cheer me up immensely.
Oh?
Your attitude to life. You actually seem to enjoy it. It's fairly unusual these days. Everybody moaning about all the good days being behind us and all the precipices lying ahead.
Rubbish. We've never had it so good, most of us. Not too much work, more than enough brass. It's paradise is this country, I tell you. What do you say, Stanley?
Well, it's not paradise for me.
There you are. What did I tell you?
What's gone wrong now, then? Don't tell Hilda's stopped your pocket money again.
No, she's got me.
Hello, Emily.
Hello, love.
How long have you had a damp patch on ceiling in the living room?
I don't know, we had a damp patch.
Oh, we have. It's over at the fireplace. It's a right mess. Go and have a look for yourself. I hope we haven't got a burst.
Oh, I hope we haven't.
Oh, dear, I hope you haven't got a burst. They can make such a mess. We had one last year in the kitchen, and the damage it did.
Have you been served, Stan? What do you want, love?
No, love, I've forgotten what I came for, you know. Ta-ra.
Sorry, love, what were you saying?
Well, I was saying we had a burst only last year in the...
Right, do you manage to follow a brush then? I don't fancy using my fingers on this. What's wrong?
It's next door.
What about next door? Oh, wouldn't Alf Roberts lend you one tatty little brush? Right, that's it. I'll take my custom elsewhere.
It's not brush.
What is it then?
The ceiling's wet.
Eh?
I said the ceiling's wet. You got cloth ears.
Look, don't you raise your voice to me, Stanley Ogden. Now, you say the ceiling's wet.
Well, damp. The drawing room.
Hey, you didn't go and tell him about...
You don't think I'm daft, do you?
Oh, heck.
What are we going to do?
Well, keep quiet, unless you want to pay for them beautifying all through. Oh, what are you, Stanley?
It's not my fault.
Of course it's your fault. It's always your flipping fault.
That tripped off his tongue like a flipping recitation, doesn't it? It's not my fault. Not by long chalk.
Hello, Ken Barlow speaking. Oh, hello. Sorry, the line's not very good. Why, what's the matter? All right. If you think it's necessary. Goodbye. That was your gran, Peter. She's coming down tomorrow.
Is she? Why?
Oh, come on, you know very well. To beard the lion in his den. The lion being me.
Well, that's the first time I've heard Ken Barlow being described as a lion. More at the same time tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in to Classic Coronation Street at 6:30 on Wednesday. And join us next on Plus. We're off on a blind date. See you in just a moment.